Evening, boys and girls. Welcome to today. Oh, I made this. I made this a little bit hotter this time because it keeps going cold on me, and it's a little bit too hot. I'll learn my lesson one day. Anyway, it's been a hell of a busy week for me. Bloody hell! It was 3-day weeks, and then I got a 1-day week. And that was obviously kind of financially catastrophic because of obviously what I'm trying to do again with the debts, just all that kind of crap. And so I went to a 1-day week. I was like, oh my god! And then this past week, they swapped me to PM shifts, afternoons, evening shifts, so obviously running through the night. And they kept threatening with me with a night out. Now I don't mind doing the odd night out here and there. It really doesn't bother me. I've got all my night out kit, so it's nice and easy. You've got to change the old bits and bobs that you need to change on a daily basis, or at least I hope you do, unless you're one of those guys you stand next to in a transport office going, oh, and we all know there's a few of those about. But yeah, I never got a night out or a day out, because obviously you run through the night and then day out, so yeah, in the middle of summer you don't want to do that, but at this time of year, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Because if you start, for example, for guys who want to get into truck driving and maybe you'll do tramping or something like that, if you start 3, 4, 5 a.m. or whatever like that, most tramp drivers do at least, you're going to be ending your day the same time as everyone else. So you will suddenly realise just how little parking for HGVs there are. Or there is. Sorry, get my grammar correct in a moment. And you'll be going to the truck stops or the service stations or wherever, and everywhere will be full. Now, if you run nights and do days out, obviously in the summer you're sleeping in a greenhouse. You're not going to be able to sleep, alright? Just so as you're aware, I flat out refuse to do that personally. But if at winter time, autumn, winter, spring, that kind of thing, when the temperatures are cooler during the day, if you do that, you are going to be pulling up to the truck stops or the service stations or wherever when everybody else has started their shift. You'll have the entire place to yourself. Yeah, okay, you're going to get the people having their breaks and pulling in and the noise of day-to-day bits and bobs. But if you live in a town, if you live in an average situation like most people do, you're used to that sound, So, and you'll soon get used to it being a truck driver. So I don't mind doing it, especially at this time of year. But it's been nice. All week, I just flat out. I've been loving it. It's been like, nice. Got to work back. And the problem with that is it's completely screwed with my system. Because I've been doing AMs. Midday starts mainly, but 4 AMs and 3 AMs as well. And now all of a sudden I'm starting at 1600, 1700, 1900. And I finished yesterday morning, got home, and I was going to bed after Bert had got up to get ready to go to work. I got into bed. A couple of hours later, need the bog. I'm getting old, can't sleep through anymore, got to take a piss. So go and do that, and I think I'll get up and I'll just have the day. I'll go do some basic chores, get some shopping done, that kind of stuff. Hop back into bed. Next thing I know, I'm getting up and it's 5 to 8 at night. I'm like, whoa. Literally, I just song. That was the end of it. And so my body clock at the moment is all just fucked up. But this weather has been doing my nutting. Because I want to do, obviously, some product reviews on the vehicle channel. Now, I'm not sponsored by anyone. My channel is way too small for any of that. So these reviews are genuinely, if this stuff is crap, I'm going to tell you it's crap. I'm not being paid to say that it's good or something like that. And I wanted, as I said a little while ago, I wanted to do the wheel cleaner thing. It's been constantly chucking it down. Miserable weather. The only good weather we've been having is when I've been at work. And every day I've had off, it's pitching down with rain at the moment, every day I've had off, it's just been belting it down, or snowing, or something like that. And I'm like, really? Because I wanted to test some cleaning stuff, all this kind of stuff. what's the point in doing it in the pissing rain? You know, you're not going to be able to do anything really, are you? Because I've got some other bits and bobs, some a hand mitt and some other cloth bits and fabric and God knows what. And I wanted to just do some tests. I haven't been able to do that. Although on the 6th of March, I'm going to be going to Palmdale Motors. You'll find them happily on Twitter and Facebook and things like that. Going to be meeting up with one of the guys down there because they've got Picasso. Zara Picasso. They are trying to get to 500,000 miles. Now, I'd hazard a guess at some point this Picasso has been a minicab because of the mileage that's on it, but I don't know. And I'm going to be taking my cameras and one of you lot. Right, one of you lot. You know who you are. This was the one that was looking when he saw me when I was working at Continental Express and he was a full-time driver there. And I've got to know him since then, and I'm going to be taking him with me. And I'm going to be driving that car from where they are in Hayes, in London, to Bristol and back again. Just to make some content, 500,000 miles, maybe give him an interview. Palmdale Motors, they basically source any car for any person. Okay, so if you want to take the hassle out of buying a car, okay, maybe you're a car collector, maybe you're just somebody who's got a couple of quid and can't be asked, you've got a busy life, whatever. They will go out, they will source the car, make sure it's in good condition, get a full check, absolutely everything. Basically like taking a mate from a workshop with you. They'll do all of that, they'll haggle, they'll get a decent price for you, take a tiny amount of money on top, obviously whatever they charge, and get you the car. Now obviously these places tend to cater more for the car collectors and the people looking at Maseratis, Ferraris and stuff like that, but they'll do it for anyone. And I've been watching them trying to get this thing up to 500,000 miles. It's like 486,000 at the moment, and I know virtually nothing about it. And anybody who wants to drive it, as long as you're covered by your insurance or you can get an insurance cover to drive it, you can drive it. You can borrow it, you can use it. Whatever, you use it. Obviously you've got to pay for the fuel. If it breaks down, it's your responsibility to get it back. If it's an absolutely catastrophic engine failure, you're the one that's going to scrap it, basically. But it is literally like they'll lend you the car and it's your car for the duration of however you want it. Now, they like to lend it to people who are going to do at least 500 miles. To Bristol and back is about 250 mile round trip. But I am doing it in one day. Most people 500 miles, you're borrowing the car for a week. Rocking up on the 6th in the morning, buggering off to Bristol, coming back, I've done 250 miles in one day. They can still hire it out to somebody who's doing 500 miles, they'll get 750 miles in that week, so it's a bit of a bonus. And I'm obviously going to make some content for the car channel about that. But what I'm thinking of doing is at the same time making a little bit of content that won't go on the car channel for this channel. And of course it'll feature one of you numbnutsies. But I just got to know him style thing. I've known him, crikey, I think it was the first year I saw 4 years, bloody hell, 4 years I've known that twit now. Alright Luke, how you getting on? But yeah, he'll be tagging along. I think for the car channel he's just going to be like the cameraman, he'll be behind the camera, but for this channel we'll have a chat and a laugh and what have you. So I've got that coming up. The next upload, which will go live on the 1st, I'll be uploading it tonight, so it definitely goes live on the 1st, because I forgot it was February. I was like, oh crap. I'll be uploading it tonight. I know, 29 days. Shut up. Because this is the 28th. I don't know when you're going to see this, but whatever. I'll be uploading that. That's basically just a quick review of what Black Circles is like. Again, that's the other thing with the vehicle channel. Yes, there's going to be working on cars. Yes, there's going to be buggering about with cars, reviewing a car, whatever, and chatting with my mates with their cars and all that kind of stuff. But also I want to, get in some reviews, like Black Circles. I use them. How good are they? This kind of stuff, all of this. Just, it's a generic car channel, But I've got to start somewhere, see what works, see what doesn't, and just kind of move forward. You know, I'm going to start this year, I'll start working on kind of scripting things and see how I get on with that. And I'm going to do everything and anything, see what takes, see what doesn't, and then try and evolve that channel accordingly. Do you see what I'm getting at? So I'm not really overly concerned about the growth of subscribers on it at the moment. I'm just chucking loads of stuff up there so that I've got a product. This is one of the things that some people probably don't understand. I'm obviously, you can clearly guess, I'm not a car journalist, let's be honest. I'm a fat, hairy truck driver from Essex. And going to car dealerships, whether they're second-hand or franchise dealerships, and asking if I can review one of their demo cars, or review a car on their lot. There's enough companies around these days that give you a couple of hours or a day's insurance cover for a couple of quid. I mean, you're probably seeing the adverts, maybe even on this channel, where you can download an app for whatever. I mean, Car Throttle guys are advertising one of them. I can't remember what it's called now. I think, what is it? It's Carver or what? I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. But it's an app, and you can get cover for up to an hour for like 10 quid or so. So it's easy enough to do. But of course, I don't have a channel, or I didn't have a vehicle channel. And so I was going up there saying, "Oh look, can I do this? Can I do that?" And they were like, "Okay, what's your channel?" "Oh, I haven't made it yet." "Oh, okay. Well, come back to us when you made it." Do you see what I'm getting at? I didn't have the channel, so I've had to do what I can with the cars we all have. And like I said, I'm just gonna chuck stuff up, just so that I've got the channel. It'll get a few subscribers, whatever. And like I said, evolve it as I go. No channel becomes successful in the first couple of years. Let's be honest. Very, very few channels really kind of become well established or known in the first couple of years. Yeah, and to do that, you've got to upload very regularly. Once a day, once every couple of days, twice a week, or at least once a week. I'm doing once a month. So I'm really not giving that channel a huge amount of chances, but I need to get it done. I need to get stuff on there and move forward. Much to Bert's annoyance, I'm planning on selling the i30 because I really don't need it anymore. And the more I've been thinking about it, the more I actually want to go full time because of the 5 on 3 off. That will give me a huge amount of time. That will free up a lot of time for what I want to do. And if I want to start scripting, I'll have 3 days. Script on the first one, record, maybe practice whatever, record on the second one, record and edit on the third one, go back to work. So there's a lot I can do. But in order to do that, obviously my debts, like I said in the last upload, are a gnat's hair over 40 grand. I think they're just under 40 grand now after the last week of payments, because it's the end of the month. Do all my payments. If I get rid of the car, sell it privately, I can pay off obviously what's owed on the car. And that's about 3 grand, I think. And then I can pay off one of my credit cards. So instantaneously I'll have knocked over 6 grand off of my debts. It's not bad, really. I mean, I dropped 6 grand in a month or two. Although Bert is, she's not happy. I made her drive the Jag. She's not happy. She's not happy. She swapped the cars back over and started driving the i30 again. She was like, "I don't like this Jag, I bloody hate it." Yeah, but at the end of the day, needs must. It's what you want to do to achieve later on. And like I said to her, if I do this, if I organise some bits and bobs, go full time, there's a strong possibility, obviously, that we'll be buying a property in the not too distant future, a couple of years probably, so that I still qualify for a 30-year mortgage. because that's all I ever wanted. I didn't want 35 because that just hangs it out too long, and if you do 25, you really are spending a huge amount of your money. 30's kind of, it's what my dad did, it's what her parents did, it's what a lot of people I know, older generations of my family, have done. And it worked for them. They said, yeah, a couple of years get a bit tasty, well, especially for them, they went through the 80s. But 30 years is about right. And as long as I qualify for 30 years, and you qualify for 30 years up to, I think it's 41, because banks will lend on a 30-year basis up to 71 years of age. Because the retirement age is currently 68 for a bloke. Obviously, over the next 30 years, that'll probably be 75. So banks are edging their bets and lending to 71. So for anybody out there who's curious, you'll qualify for a 30-year mortgage up until you're 41. I'm not even 36 yet, so I've got a couple of years, sort a couple of bits out, bung some money to one side, off we go. But like I said to Bert, once we get a house, once we're settled and we own something, if we want to get a new car, we're paying the mortgage. We're not paying somebody else's mortgage. We're not saving for a mortgage. We're not doing X, Y, Z, you know? We'll know. Should have kids by that point in time. Have a mortgage. See whether we get a new car. I can see where Bert's coming from. She's not used to new cars. I've been owning a new car since I was 19. So I've kind of, I've done that. If I have to drive around in a second-hand car, boo-hoo. Yeah, but it's still kind of a relatively new thing for her. And she's like, oh, I don't want to drive around in old cars. I've always driven around in old cars. I don't like old cars. So yeah, there's going to be that change. If you're curious, and it is right in the middle of the market value for what it is, the 1.6 diesel, it's got 79,000 miles on it. Full Hyundai service. It's got another year of the Hyundai warranty, although that's kind of the big stuff, like a gearbox failure or an engine failure, because it's over 60,000 miles. 6,500, or nearest offer, is what I'm looking for that. And it has literally been used, other than recently where Bert's been using it, on motorways. The vast majority of that mileage is motorways. The last service, just to put it into perspective, it's got the same brake discs and pads that it had the day I bought it, the day I picked it up, with like 8 or 10 miles on it, or whatever was on it. And the last service, a couple of weeks ago, obviously they do the health check and they let you know you do brake check and all this kind of stuff. 50% worn on the brakes. So yeah, it's literally motorway miles on that. So I'm pretty firm with my $6,500. But like I said, that'll pay it off and clear one of my credit cards, and I'm a winner. So if you want a white i30, I'll be advertising it soon enough. I do have one little job to do to it. It's nothing major. It picked up on the last MOT. The driver's rear brake is slightly binding. Basically strip it down, grease it up, put it back together, and it's done. So I'll get that done soon as, and then I'll advertise it, I suppose, because it's got, well, a year's MOT. It's got, well, up to 2 years of a service. Because it's a 20,000 mile or once every 2 years, providing you do over 6,000 miles in a year. So yes, and the tyres are virtually new on the damn thing. They've probably got 3,000 miles on them. And they're Hankook Eco thingies, so yeah. The car's mint, to be fair. It's perfectly fine. But like I said, because of what I'm planning on doing, needs must. And yeah, and just the look on Bert's face when she's had to drive that Jag is just priceless. She hates the bloody thing. But yes, yeah, so there's a few of those changes. Other than that, it's just the same old crap, different day, really. Doing the same thing repeatedly, expecting a different outcome. Definition of insanity. But yeah. Oh God. something has started to make a nest up there, and it's something that stings you. I'll knock that down before it gets any bigger. It's tiny. It's absolutely pathetically tiny. So something's tried and decided not to. But I don't want anything else getting in here and trying again. So I'll knock that down. But yeah, I was kind of curious what I was going to talk about on this one. I'm curious as to what I'm going to talk about on all of them, to be fair, because I could go off on a rant of what's going on, or say something about truck driving, or whatever. But when I come to actually, because the problem is, at the moment my body clock is absolutely just knackered, and when I'm at work, it's really weird. When I'm driving, I'm really kind of thinking. I'm really kind of mulling over things in my head, and I find it really easy to come up with subjects and think about them, and expand on them. I don't know why, but when I'm not driving, I sit here and I'm like, what do I talk about? What's going on? It's really weird. I don't know. It's like driving is giving myself something menial to do. I'm just trundling along, and my body's, focusing on that, and so my thoughts can just run. But when I'm sitting here doing nothing, my body's not doing anything. I'm not doing some menial task, and I'm trying to think about the things I have been thinking about, and I'm like, it's really annoying. I didn't realise it'd be this kind of difficult, if that makes sense, because I'm usually in the cab. I've usually just stopped driving, or I'm driving my car, or something like that, and I'm literally I'm in the zone, as it were, of thinking. My brain's running wild, and on my days off I'm not like that. On my days off I'm just back of my brain's going bacon sandwich, bacon fried egg sandwich, bacon sausage and egg, chips and beans with some bacon. That's what's going on. And it's like when I'm driving, that's not going on. It's like back of my brain is avoid the crash, moron to the left, avoid the moron joining the road, avoid the idiot overtaking you in a contraflow, avoid this, all of that kind of stuff. So it's really weird. I didn't think it would be like this. I thought I'll sit down and have all these subjects, and I come to do this. And I'm making this cup of tea. I'm looking at the cats, and they're looking at me thinking food. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? Seriously, what am I going to talk about? So, yeah, it's an odd one. But yeah, like I said, on the 6th, what is it? It's 28th. Yes, next week. Oh, Christ. There may be a small hiatus next week in my uploads. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. Probably be something short, just to do the weekly upload, because I'm going to do a weekly upload. Yeah, so on the 6th I'll be doing that, but that'll probably be the following week's upload, because by the time I get back, drop Luke off, come back here, I won't have time to edit if I'm working the following day. That'll be interesting. But yeah, so next week I'll be doing that. That'll be a bit of change. Can't seem to get Gary, Dan, Simon or anybody else in the garage at the moment. They're all busy doing their stuff. Got Emma. Oh, Christ. Yeah, the MOT on the Terrican. Yeah, that's the 11th. So I've got to do something to that. Nothing major, just check on the corrosion on the brake pipes, and yeah, actually it's got all the new tyres on it. Done the track rods. That was with Dan. There's a minor seat from the transfer box. I'm not too concerned about that at the moment, although it does need looking at. Brake pipes are corroded, but not dangerously corroded. I mean, they're not pitting. So I'll just have a look at those, make sure. Oh yeah, rear brake. Oh crap. Yeah, because that one's binding as well. Yeah, that one, according to the last service that was done on it, and that was recent as well. Because I was looking at doing it myself, and I was booking the i30 in, and that just, you know, craps and giggles style thing. I asked them how much it was going to be. It was like 189 quid to do a service on it. And of course I get the dealer stamp, and that gives it a full history, which is always a benefit. And I get a year's breakdown cover. Okay, 189 quid, maintains the history, it'll cost me over a tonne to do it myself anyway, and I get a year's breakdown cover. So I booked that in, I got that done, and the passenger rear brake, 40% on. The driver's rear brake, 80% on. So that might be a bit of an issue. Yeah, so it's a brake, check some corrosion, and that shouldn't, touching wood, shouldn't be too bad. Obviously I had a TerraClean done on it, so the emission should be alright. Yeah, so that's on the 11th, and I'll be going down there with Simon, and probably he'll be with his two young kids, his toddler and his baby. So go do that, because it's Simon's mate who's got the MOT garage. Yeah, that's basically all I'm doing for the next couple of weeks. Other than working, hopefully, working and sleeping, and then trying to go full time. Will be interesting. But yeah, anyway, I think that's enough for today. I've almost drunk this, and it stayed warm this time. So, thanks for watching. If you have bothered watching this long, well done. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I'll see you in the next one next week. Although I'm gonna have to do that on the 5th, aren't I? Because I got the 5th and the 6th off, I know that. So I have to do that on the 5th. Oh, I've got to go see my dad as well. Oh, this is the problem. I'm too busy. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And then the one after that should be, Luke should be on the screen. So one of you lot. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Oh, I'm glad for punishment, me. Anyway, so yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.